It's Miss Stephanie.
And it's Miss Audrey. This week we are talking about the next disciple in the group of the disciples, Matthew.
Yay! Outside of the three apostles of Peter, James, and John, Matthew was the other apostle that really had a lot of connection with Jesus.
Matthew was an important apostle because he used to do really bad things and he turned his life around and started doing really good things. Because Jesus told him to. Back in the time of Jesus, there was something called the tax collector. And a tax collector wasn't really a person that was well liked. A lot of the time, people would go into cities and towns and immediately be greeted by a tax collector. They were told that sometimes they would have to pay a certain price, but the tax collector would always charge them more and keep the money for themselves instead of giving it all to the Romans.
Boo!
So this is kind of like what a tax collector was back in the old days. Say, for example, you guys have cookies, right? And you're supposed to give each friend one cookie.
You get a cookie, I get a cookie.
It's called sharing. However, a tax collector wasn't like that. They would say, yes, you got to give me a cookie, but you also got to give me 3 other cookies.
That's not fair.
So then, the tax collector has more cookies than everybody else.
You took all my cookies, man.
My cookies. That's not very fair. What a tax collector and what Jesus teaches us to do is, I take one cookie.
And I get a cookie.
So you share.
Yay! So Matthew, before he met Jesus, he was a tax collector. And so, of course, people didn't really like them because of what Miss Audrey was saying. And when Jesus called Matthew to be a disciple, he then went and ate with Matthew along with other tax collectors, and people really didn't like that.
Just like with Peter, Andrew, James, and John, Jesus walked up to him while Matthew was doing his job of collecting taxes and said, "Follow me." At that moment, Matthew stopped what he was doing and started following Jesus.
Whoa.
Whoa! That night, there was a large party at Matthew's home where he invited Jesus and the disciples, as well as other friends of his, over to eat a large meal and have fun.
Party!
Whoa, whoa!
But
a lot of people didn't like that. They would ask Jesus, "Excuse me,
hello,
God,
what do you think you're
Lord
doing?
Jesus, why are you hanging out with sinners? What are you doing? Why are you eating at the same table as a sinner and a tax collector? They're bad.
They're bad people. Hey, you can't do that."
Ew! But Jesus, being the amazing person that he was, said, "Why not? Just because they do something bad doesn't mean that I can't sit and eat with them."
He also said that sick people need a doctor more than healthy people. So he was referring to the sinners as the sick people and the Pharisees and the Jewish people as the healthy people.
It's kind of like saying when your friend needs a Band-Aid if they get hurt, saying, "Well, do I get a Band-Aid?" If your friend gets hurt, they need the Band-Aid more. So yes, you might be able to get a Band-Aid, but your friend needs it more, and it's more important that they get it. So tax collectors weren't really that nice, but Matthew learned to be nice and to be a good friend and to share and to help take care of people because Jesus taught him that.
Yay!
Yay.
Even if you make bad decisions, God will still love you.
Yay!
I did it!
High five. So we hope you guys enjoyed this lesson and we will see you all next week. We love you. Bye.
Hello. I'm back. I still don't know if I'm doing this right.
Okay.
Hey Audrey, am I doing this right?
Kinda.
I think I pressed the little button thing, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Apostle, but let me do that again. But what comes after that?
I was okay.